So, chapter 4, it says here your personal transformation experience. So, just recapping what I was talking about, mentor. If you want to transform, you need to be around people who are doing it. You know, if you think of I don't know, is it a herd of lions? Or is it, what do you call the group? Pride of lions. Pride of lions. Whoops. Sorry, mum. I'm not going to teach English. Anyway, um, if you think of a pride of lions, the the up and coming watch and hang with the alpha of the pack, right? They go out, they hunt, they hang, they modeling is done so much. So if if you think about this, whatever experience you've already had, a lot of things have been modeled to you, whether it's for better or for worse. So you know, like if you grew up and you had people around you drinking all the time, you'll probably drink a lot. You know, if you grew up with rock stars around you, you'll probably be a rock star. You know, so this culture, let's just call it culture. Whatever culture you're exposed to is completely influential to you. So, but for me, I had this situation with losing my sister, which was tied into with my music, right? So it was sort of a double whammy because I walked away from music for for 2 years because I was like, oh man, I can't do this. This is just out of control. So it yeah, it really took its toll on me, but I didn't know that I was going through that. So especially being in your 20s, like people would say, hey, but I care what's going on. I was like, why do you care? Like, why do you really care? Like, what has my life got anything to do with you? Like, seriously, it takes, and sometimes, to be honest, I still have to undo the layers. If someone's actually showing me some kind of compassion, you have to catch myself out and say, hey, like maybe it's sincere. Anyway, getting back to transformation. So I didn't have to do anything really. I could have just gone and did what I do. But I think being exposed to something traumatic and then being exposed to deep thinking. So um, actually, I don't know, hanging around a mentor who was a deep thinker, and also other people who were deep thinkers about why is this so. So just analyzing your life. Yeah, cool. You can do this, and nothing might change. But going a little bit deeper in like, why do I do that? Why is it first response? Why does that piss me off? Why does that make me cry? Why does that make me really happy? Like, no emotion is wrong. Every emotion is is warranted. But maybe, how do I say, I was just interested in the nuts and bolts of the emotional side of it. Because with the whole transformation, I was holding myself back. I always thought I wasn't good enough. I always thought that who'd want to hear this anyway? And I do stunts on guitars, and people say, "Why are you doing that for? Why are you being an idiot for?" And so I'd like second guess, and so when people see me live, I wouldn't do what I do. And but now I had to get through that. I had to get over myself and transform. But I think if I quote Dan Pena, "Show me your friends, I will show you your future." So if you hang around like-minded people, you will have better outcomes. And now with the internet, how good is that? I was just talking to now a good friend in New York, you know, sharing tech talk about deep thinking about our content being niche guitar playing, right? I love it, but I don't care if anyone else doesn't like it. I don't care because I love it, and that's what I'm excited about. But that's bringing back to transformation is, yeah, having a mentor and not just thinking. Don't just think you're okay. Like just oh, it's all good. I'll get around to that someday. Like go and put yourself in the deep end. That's probably what's going to happen to the next thing. It says here how this transformation has led to what you do now or are planning to accomplish in the future. Yep, that's a really cool thing. And the subtitle here is changing my narrative. Do something you're uncomfortable with. Now, I do this maybe ignorantly sometimes. I do things I go, oh, that was pretty stupid, or it was pretty fun. So even with my first TV show, like just invited some friends on and just did a show. And it's like, there was no lead up, I just did it. And this is the thing. I was talking to a friend of mine about old school thinking, playing jazz, if it's your thing, cool, or improvising. You know what? Let's talk about boxing. If you're boxing, if you become conscious and you think, hey, I'm going to, as soon as you think about it, the moment's already gone because you're actually in the past tense, not present tense, and then you'll be hit or knocked out, right? And same as communicating, like if we're talking. You'll see that when I pause and stop is because I've not been present. But when I just keep talking, I'm actually being very, very present. And now you know to look for that. Don't let me know how many times I actually stopped being present. Anyway, there you go. There's one right now. So, planning to accomplish in the future. Transformation. Getting back to this. Boxing. Being present and actually doing things that you're not comfortable with. And they say, I read it somewhere, try and do something that scares you every week. But, I'm not saying, maybe jump on the back of your car and see how fast you make a drive before you fall off. However, just do something you've never done before. It doesn't have to put your body on the line. Like, go and do a class, go and do a course. Go with a friend to something when COVID's over. Go with a friend to something that's outside your niche. So what would be an example? So going to a trade show. This sounds crazy, but I actually like going to the shows, because they always put their best foot forward. Go to a truck show, go to a four-wheel drive show, go to a book show, go to a knitting show. I don't know, just do something different. Why? I'll tell you why. Because, as what Michelle was saying before, is about you'll meet bridges. Cool. Oh, why are you here? I'm a complete beginner. Cool. You put yourself out of the comfort zone, and you get treated like you not know any knowledge. Cool. And then you'll see the people, their actions, if they actually talk to you because they want to talk to you or not. Here's an example. I got into Toastmasters. I didn't really know anything about Toastmasters. I actually like it, actually. But I went there, cold call. Hey, g'day, how you going, man? Yep, do you want to speak tonight? Yep, cool, no worries. How hard can it be? Can't be that hard. So I gave it a go. So, yeah, do lots of things like that. But, yeah, transformation. So I'm just using my thing to get me back on track. Just keep doing something you haven't done before. Get a motorbike, go for a drive. Go somewhere cool. Environment. That's probably the best thing I haven't actually covered today. Is motion, as in moving, changes your emotion. Because in my studio here, I have lots of triggers of happy things. So there's guitars and all sorts of gear around there. And this one has 2 necks, one going each way. Cool. That wasn't so happy. I broke my favorite mug. Rock and roll. That's what happened. Anyway, so this is what they call the sacred space, and I think I can't remember his name. Doctor. Oh, he'll come to me in a minute. Wayne Dyer. Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about sacred space and about having a sacred space. So getting back to the man cave and the shed, everyone has this sacred space. Don't put your feet on the couch, or it might be the bedroom, but it's probably more importantly to have a sacred space that's not your bedroom, right? Because then you will be doing other things, right? So, getting back to transformation, got to have a safe space to do what you love to do, and there's things around here that trigger you to do what you want to do. Because if that was massive for me, because I never used to have a studio, and every time I wanted to do what I love to do was a mission. I had to go and get the amp and set it out the amp, go get the guitar, I had to do that. It wasn't ergonomic, right? Because I love ergonomics. And it was just a mission. So, if you're an artist, set up a studio, have a space, make the space. I love motorbikes. It's ergonomic. I go and get my motorbike out because it's easy. When I teach guitar to students, where I tell them to put their guitar, no, not there, but I tell them put their guitar on their bed. So if it's actually on their bed, like so, at the end, when they get home from school, they have to pick it up physically and touch it. It's tactile. So if you want to transform, you have to change your tactile. Another thing, even transformation to self-worth is dressing. wearing clothes that you probably haven't worn before. Go through the awkward part. Cool. Wear some different things. Hey, I really like black, but I keep challenging myself to try and wear a color. It doesn't really happen that often, but I'm still trying. That's the main thing. But, just I think that mindset of growth mindset, that's probably an easier, more articulate way, that led to my transformation is that it's okay. It's okay to have a go. It's okay to really suck. It's okay to look really goofy and Gumby sometimes, but, give it a go. Just, it can't be that hard. And reflect and move on. And probably let it go. And I'll get to the last part here. How's transformations, they did path? Yeah. Why do you feel that you've chosen this path? That's the last one for chapter 4. Why do I feel like I've chosen this path? Is that I think that as I get older, I'm more aware of what I don't like. So I'm not trying to be negative here, but when I say don't like, I'm aware of like things that pull my energy. If you go to a place and it doesn't feel right because it doesn't feel right, you have to listen to your body. Even with the foods, I'm going through this whole like reducive diet right now. About understanding allergens. Why? Because I want to do it. I want to learn how I react. So I'm actually eating chicken broth, chicken, and brown rice. That's it. And it's hard. So sometimes I'm applying the discipline, but only because I want to know. I just want to know. No one is going to tell me unless I actually do the work. Okay, cool. And I think actually that thing, do the work. When someone says, I'm going to try and do this, I'm going to try and do that, and don't just let me correct myself that I've said this many times before, and just being honest, going to be brutally honest, is I've let people down, as I'm sure lots of people said, I'm gonna do this, gonna do this. So that was my old self. So I want to, well, I shouldn't say I want to, I will be more aware of the vibration that my words create. So when I make a date, I keep it. When I do something, I try to keep it. I shouldn't say try. I keep it. I need to correct myself. Anyway, and why have I chosen this path? Isn't this like the human thing, like to move forward and do what you love? And I find that if you spend more time being aware of not saying try and not saying giving energy to these like grayness, if it's a little bit more black and white, a lot more things happen. This is my second thing today, and I've got another one this afternoon. I'm playing streaming live today, so that's another thing. Getting back to the other card, I've just forgot. I've never live streamed before. Sure, I actually got a YouTube channel, but that's in post. You present to the camera, then you pick your best angle, and blah blah blah, and you edit it up, and then you post it. But when it's live, it is what it is. So it's a new mindset, new skill set, and you just got to have the balls to give it a go. But wrapping that up. Why have I chosen this path? I think being aware of maybe mentors, because I've just got my radar on about mentors and go, hey, I really like what that person's about. I really like what that person's doing. There's this person, is it Bobby Napier? Yeah, like I don't really know Bobby at all. I've just said hello, that's it. But I like what she does with her work, it's really, really cool. But will I meet her one day? Maybe, I don't know. But it's amazing that you are always, I'm just using her, hopefully she doesn't mind. I'm using her as a reference to people judge you by your work. So I'm judging you by your work. Yeah, so why have I chosen this path is I've chosen being aware of the people in my life doing things. They're actually making things happen. And this is just me. Like, it doesn't have to be like that for everybody, but that's where I'm at right now. And until further notice, I guess that's what it'll be. So that's chapter 4.